So we had the Bletchley Agreement yesterday, Jamie, which all the countries, all 28 countries here, including China, signed up to, which called for global cooperation to mitigate or eliminate the risks posed by generative AI. That is AI that is to be developed in the future with capabilities greater than we understand today. There hasn't been a lot of fresh lines coming out of this summit, to be honest. We've had two meetings today. Neither of them included China. I'll come to that in just a moment. But first of all, here is Rishi Sunak talking about that agreement between what he called like-minded countries to get governments to check the safety of companies' AI models before they're released. This is what he had to say.
Like-minded governments and AI companies have today reached a landmark agreement. We will work together on testing the safety of new AI models before they are released. This partnership is based around a series of principles which set out the responsibilities we share. And it's made possible by the decision I have taken, along with Vice President Kamala Harris, for the British and American governments to establish world-leading AI safety institutes.
Yeah, so interestingly, he was talking about like-minded governments there. Now, I was wondering, does that include China? He says China hasn't signed up to that agreement as far as we understand. Yes, it signed the Bletchley Declaration yesterday, but he was asked why China wasn't at the meetings today. He said, look, it's a glass half full, half empty situation was how he described it. He said that he got a lot of stick for inviting China, but he believed that China should be here, that it should be part of a global conversation that happens in the development of AI, and he said there was no regrets about inviting China, and he was glad that China was here and had signed up to the agreement. Interestingly, another note that while Rishi Sunak was talking, in fact 2 minutes after he started talking, Elon Musk has been tweeting, and he's tweeted a picture that shows, and if I just describe it to you, it's a lion wearing a Union Jack hat that says, "We declare that AI," and then he's got a picture of a woman who's got Europe across her forehead saying, "Poses a potentially," and then China says, "Catastrophic," and then Uncle Sam, America, saying, "Risk to humanity," and at the bottom each of them says, "And I cannot wait to develop it first." So he's definitely putting out a bit of a cheeky tweet there that's putting the cat amongst the pigeons, and it makes it a little bit more, shall we say, hair-raising for Rishi Sunak, who's going to be interviewing Elon Musk later this evening in London.
Paul, in a sense, the speeches and these words are easy, aren't they? But enforcement is difficult. I mean, how will the Bletchley Declaration, as they're calling it, be enforced?
Well, yeah, well, that's the key thing, isn't it? Because, OK, it was significant that this summit happened in the first place, the first in the world to talk about AI safety, but when you talk about these agreements, they're very loosely worded. Yes, we all need a global framework. Yes, it needs to be developed safely. The question is, how are we going to get there? So you look at Joe Biden in the United States, he signed an executive order. He's forcing companies to release that data on AI before it's released to the general market. But then you look over here at Rishi Sunak, and he's talking about light touch regulation. Now, China has passed rules. The EU's doing something similar to the US. How we get to where we want to be, well, that's part of the conversation going forward.